Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are well. Thank you for clicking in to watch this video. I see that our YouTube family has grown since the last time I last uploaded. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for joining the family, and if you've been there from the start, welcome back. Today I decided to film a video all about my favorite foundations. I have had quite a few requests to film this video, to basically talk you through what kind of foundations I like to wear. Basically my top, I think I picked 6, so my top 6 foundations I will be basically sharing with you today. So if you would like to know what my favorite foundations are, then stay tuned. So I'll just talk you through what my colors are in terms of MAC, because that's like the most popular foundations. So I wear NW45 in MAC, and my skin type I'd say is combination, normal to combination. So basically my cheeks mainly is normal, and then just down the bridge of my nose, my T-zone, basically I do tend to get oily towards the end of the day or after a few hours of wear of foundations, especially around my nose and just on top of my brows. It's like an oily mess most of the time. So I do find that I need to, powder my nose during the course of the day. I'm just going to share basically my favorite top 6 foundations. I will start from number 6. Number 6 will be a drugstore foundation, and it will be the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. So that looks something like that. And the color I wear in this is the 355 Coconut. So I'll go through the things I like about this foundation, and if there are any dislikes, I would also state them for all the foundations that I will mention in this video. So for this one, what I like about it is that it's matte. I mean, for us oily girls, it is matte, and although I won't say that I still don't get oily, I do, but I don't get as oily fast as I do with the other foundations that we'll mention. So it definitely does work in terms of keeping you matte for longer. The price point obviously is a big plus. I will put the price on in this video. I got it on Amazon. Obviously it's very affordable. It's drugstore, so that's a big plus. One dislike is obviously the fact that it does not have a pump. No pump, so you do tend to, the tendency to waste products is higher. But for the price, I'm not even mad that, they did not invest in a pump. It's a drugstore foundation, it's affordable. So I'm sure that's a dislike that I can live with. If you have got dry skin, I would advise, because I find sometimes during the winter, when I have maybe some dry patches around my cheek, it does tend to cling to any dry skin. So I'd say if you're very dry in terms of your skin type, then I don't know if this will be the best foundation for you. So just, that would be a dislike with regards to this foundation. But for us oily girls, it's definitely does the job. I wouldn't say that it's full coverage per se. I'd say it's medium coverage. What I do find with this foundation is that if you build it up too much, it can get a bit, because the way it dries sort of powdery. So if you build it up too much, it could just, turn into a whole big mess. So I would say this is definitely a medium coverage foundation. So yeah, my number 5 pick will be the OD, sometimes goodie, which is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. I have a love-hate relationship with this foundation. I'll tell you why. The reason is that it breaks me out. If I wear it for a long period of time, I will start to break out. However, what I do like about it is that if you want your face beat, as in beat to perfection, you want to look, like flawless, then this is the foundation for you. It is, I would say it's medium to full coverage. You can definitely build it up. And yeah, I'd say if you want, like a beat face, then this is the foundation for you. It's matte, so it would keep you matte. And I can't say that I still don't have to blot with this. I still have to blot my T-zone, but it is definitely matte. It has SPF 15 in it. That's good, obviously, for protection, if you have SPF in your foundation. And I do find that although it has SPF in it, it actually still photographs well. So I do like it for that. So it photographs well. I like the way it comes out in pictures when I do wear it. So yeah. So what I dislike about it, like I mentioned earlier, is obviously that it breaks me out. So if I wear it for, if it's a one-off, say I wear it for 2 hours or 3 hours, or even up to 5, 6 hours, I'm normally fine. But if I wear it consecutively for days, then I'll definitely break out. So I would say that if you have sensitive skin, then this might not work for you. If it's something that you want to wear on an everyday basis, I'm not quite sure that this will be the best pick for you, because 9 times out of 10 you probably will break out. I don't know if it's something to do with the formula. I'm not quite sure why people experience breakout with the MAC Studio Fix. Another thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have a pump. So, you do tend to waste product if obviously you don't have a pump. So it, pouring, just, yeah, makes it all a bit messy and not as sanitary as if you had a pump on it. And another thing that I do find that it's a dislike for me with this foundation is it can oxidize after it, I find when I put on too much, I do find that it can tend to lean towards the red, start looking all sort of red and orangey and like a mess, basically. So, yeah, but if you use it sparingly, just to get a medium coverage, it does give you a flawless look. So, this will be my number 5 pick. My number 4 pick will be the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. And this one has SPF of 10 in it. And what I like about this foundation is that another one where if you want your face beat to perfection, I would say it's leaning more to the full coverage. Less is more with this, basically. You don't need a whole lot to achieve a full coverage with this foundation, so you definitely don't want to go crazy with it. What I like about it is that it's long wearing. The name is Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, so definitely lives up to that in terms of it stays put for long hours, and it's definitely yeah, I would say that's definitely the case. It does also claim to be non-transferable, where obviously when you hug someone, you don't leave your foundation on their shirt or their top. But the thing is that because I set all my foundations, all the foundations I do mention, I do set it with powder. So I can't really say if that claim is true because I've never worn it on its own and I've never tested it just on its own to see if it actually does transfer, because like I said, I set all my foundations with powder. So the powder will probably be what it's rubbing off, but I've never tested it on its own. It looks great in person. it looks amazing. You can achieve a flawless look and a full coverage with this foundation. However, what I don't like about this foundation is the times when I've worn it, it doesn't look too great on camera. It doesn't look great on photos or even on video. So that's what I've found for me anyway with this foundation. It looks great in person, as in when you look at yourself in the mirror. However, it does not translate, you know, too well on photos. So yeah, you might want to bear that in mind. The Estee Lauder doesn't come with a pump, which is a big shame considering how much it is. Another thing that is that because it's so heavy, as in terms of, like I said, less is more, you can get cakey real fast with this one. So you want to be careful because the tendency to look caked up is very high with this foundation. So you might want to bear that in mind. But apart from that, I do like it for the reasons I've stated previously. So this will be my number 4 pick. So my number 3 pick will be the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. So what I like about this foundation is that on days when I feel like I want like a dewy satiny finish, because this foundation is definitely not matte, as I said, it's luminous. So if the dewy life is not for you, then this will not be a foundation for you. But if you want that sort of dewy look, skin like sort of glowing from within sort of look, then I'd say this foundation will be great. However, obviously, if you're oily or combination, then you want to make sure that you wear a really good primer and that you set this well with powder. So
obviously you don't look like an oily mess after 3 hours.
But once your primer is good and you've set it well, I'd say this is a great foundation. It gives a lovely finish. This color is actually one of my better matches. The color I wear this is 13. I think apart from the other 2 foundations that I'm going to mention, this one matches me pretty well. So I love the color match for this foundation. It has great coverage. It's medium, but it's definitely buildable to get a full coverage finish. It photographs beautifully. I love the way it looks on pictures, and when I have worn it, and even in person, it photographs well. It looks amazing, in person, in pictures, camera. It looks really good, and it comes with a pump. And I do like the packaging as well. It looks very sleek and luxurious. So, which brings me to why I don't like this foundation. The packaging is obviously nice and it looks very sleek and luxurious, like I said. However, obviously this comes at a price. This foundation retails for £40, and in dollars I think it's about $64. So yeah, it is quite expensive. So I'm not quite sure if it's a foundation you'd want to use on an everyday basis, because that would be pretty damn expensive. So yeah, that's something that I'm not crazy about with regards to this foundation. So another thing is that obviously because it gives you a dewy finish, I would say that it's not as long wearing as obviously the matte foundations that I mentioned previously. So you might also want to bear that in mind. So I do find that I only wear this like maybe if it's just for 4 hours, or if it's just for an event that I'm going to that I know won't last more than 5-6 hours. But for all day, sort of after 6 hours, and more, I would not advise this, because your combination of oil will basically start to, you know, bring out more oil, because obviously it's not matte. So you might also want to bear that in mind. So my second pick would be the Lancome Teint Idole, and the color that I wear in this, well, for UK color, because I know that Americans and probably other countries, I'm not sure, but I definitely know that Americans have a different color scheme, or how they basically see the colors. But for UK purposes, the color that I wear is the number 12. Um, so what I love about this foundation comes with a pump. It claims to be basically, the name is Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24 Hours. Claims to be long wearing, which it is. So what I love about this foundation, again, just like the Giorgio Armani one, is that the color match is pretty good. I'd say it matches me pretty, it's very good. It's pretty much almost like my skin color, which is good. And I also like that this runs more on the cool yellow side rather than red warm side. So I do like that. So yeah, so I do like the color match. I like that it has a pump, and I like that it's very long wearing. It stays matte pretty much for a long time. It has SPF 15 in it, which is a great thing. It photographs beautifully. It's very natural looking. It will be very hard to cake yourself up with this foundation, so which is another thing that I like. It gives you a very nice, natural, flawless finish. It comes in 40 shades, which is a wide, variety. It has a wide spectrum of color, so that's a good thing. And what I don't like about this foundation, which took me a while to get used to, is the scent. It does have like a florally sort of scent to it, which when I first started using it, it took me a while to get used to. But now it doesn't bother me anymore. But if you're someone who is very sensitive to scents in your foundation, then you might not like this foundation. Yeah, so that's the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra. Yeah, love it. That's my number 2 pick. So number 1 foundation, I'm sure you guys probably not be surprised by this, because I do use this foundation very often in my videos. It's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, which looks like that. And the color that I wear in this is the 178Y535. Yeah, so I mean, what can I say about this foundation? It has a pump, which is a good thing. This foundation retails for what does it retail for? £29, and in dollars about $43. It comes in 40 shades, which is very good. I would say that this foundation is medium to full coverage. You can definitely build it up to a full coverage foundation. This foundation was formulated in the first place to cater for 4K in terms of video, what you call it? Video for film, and basically gives you that flawless finish. So this foundation looks amazing on video and also in photos. So this is why I would say this foundation is my number 1 pick, because I love the coverage, I love the color match, I love the fact that when I put it on, I'm guaranteed to look amazing if I'm somewhere where pictures are being taken, or if I'm, obviously on video. To be honest, I'm struggling to find a dislike for this foundation, which I guess, which basically shows why it's my number 1. I actually don't have a dislike. I don't have anything that I dislike about this foundation. I think it's an amazing foundation. And yeah, I'd say if you're looking for a foundation you're not quite sure, I'd say to try this out. In terms of matte, I would say it's long wearing. I find it long wearing as long as you set your foundation with a powder and as long as you use a good primer. I wouldn't say that I get any oilier fast using this foundation. So I'd say, like any foundation really, I find people with my combination skin, regardless of even the really long wearing extra matte claims of some foundations, I still have to, probably about after 4 hours, I still have to touch up my nose. So, so anyway, I love this foundation. It's my number one pick. Yeah. So this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I would advise, with all foundations that I buy, I definitely ask for a sample. So you might want to just ask for a little sample from the stores, because you find that when they color match you in the shops, because of the lighting that they use, you might get into daylight or get home and look in the mirror and look like a mess. The color just does not match. And yeah, so I would say ask for a sample, use it for about a week, see how the color matches, see how your skin reacts to it, just to make sure that it's not one that will break you out. And then if you're happy with it, then I'd say just go ahead and buy the foundation. But I would definitely suggest that you ask for a sample first and try it out before you commit to buying a bottle, because as we know, obviously they're not cheap. Giorgio Armani one, it's £40. So you can imagine if you'd bought this and you end up not liking it, and then you've just basically wasted £40. Nobody has time for that, and we want to be saving our coins these days, don't we? So yeah, so I definitely advise that you should ask for a sample before you commit yourself. Another tip that I'll have is that don't be afraid to mix your foundations. If you feel like one is too red and one is sort of cool, or one color doesn't match you perfectly and the other one does, then girl, just mix that foundation. Just do you. Whatever works for you, do it. So I do sometimes mix my Lancome Idole, and I mix my Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I like the fact that this one is cooler and this one runs more on the red side. So I did mix this two to achieve this look. So don't be afraid to mix your foundations to get that perfect shade for you. Yeah, there's definitely no rule about not mixing your foundation. I'll definitely say if you find a perfect mix it. Yeah, so that's all my top 6 favorite foundations. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it helpful and it's giving you more of an insight into what my favorite foundations are, and it's also helped you in terms of if you're looking to invest in a new foundation, you have a rough idea of what you might like based on this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. It's free. And remember to click on the notification button. Will notify you of when I do upload videos. Yeah, apart from that, if you want to check out my last video, which basically I showed you how I achieve neutral eyes with a dark lip, then click on this video right here. I'll catch you in another video very soon. Thanks guys. Bye.